All right, welcome guys to video officially number 4. This is the Unfiltered Mark with Mark, your host, and trying to figure out a place to set this up while I can finish making my coffee because I need to finish making my coffee. I am not about to start this day without a cup, but in all fairness, this is technically cup number 2. I already finished the first one. Um, Good morning. It's a Sunday morning. If it's Sunday when you watch this, then good morning and happy Sunday. If it's not, then happy whatever day it is. I hope every day is a wonderful day. That being said, I hear the dogs freaking out outside, so let's see why they're going crazy. Oh, there you are. Don't come back inside, you're wet. These dogs love to just run into the backyard, get as wet as possible, and then come back in. And just make my life miserable. I got some donuts. Try not to eat donuts, but I got these for work. And I ended up bringing two back home, and this was Friday, so two donuts over the past 3 days. We can make exceptions. Listen, here's the problem. I don't care if people eat donuts. It's not so much about the calories and about weight gain and shit, but it's more about sugar. This is sugar. I've had this sugar for probably 4 years. Um, I don't know. Have had it for a while. I usually don't get this. I got this thing over here. Let me show you my brown sugar, which is supposedly a little healthier because it's less processed. Like this is the same thing except this is bleached. Um, Anything white is usually bad. So white bread, for example, this is potato bread. I love potato bread. But white bread is bleached. They bleach the flour, white flour, um, white sugar, even regular like iodized table salt. Um, is bad for you. That's why now depends on who you ask, right? So I ended up going with iodized sea salt because I think sea salt is healthier, which it is. It's technically has more minerals and stuff in there. So they say that um it has more sea salt in there or more minerals. So people say like, oh, you're getting more nutritional value out of it. But if you look it up, they also say that it's so minute, so little that it's negligible, honestly, that you can't really count that as part of your diet. So there's really no difference. For me, it's just the idea of like I want to try to get something a little less processed than not. That and so that's why I've settled on sea salt, but iodized sea salt because you need that I I don't know if it's iodine because iodine you put it on your hand when you have a cut. You need that whatever, the iodization, I guess. I don't know why. I think look that up. Something about something. Look it up. I really don't know. I just know that you need it. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done research on that stuff. That being said, trying to find you guys something else I might have we can talk about, but really nothing. Um, Unpopular opinion, and a lot of people, especially in America, they're gonna freak out on me. Where are you? Oh, cinnamon is not exclusively for desserts. You can put cinnamon in your chicken, you can put cinnamon in with your beef. Like cinnamon is it's a flavor, it's a aromatic. So don't think that cinnamon is only for your uh, cakes and cupcakes and pies and stuff like that. No, trust me. Now, I don't know what it is. Americans are super sensitive to cinnamon because I'll make some food and I'll barely put any in there. Like I can't taste it unless I was like really, really, really concentrating. Then maybe I'd be able to pick up on the flavor. But like barely. But I'll give it to one of my friends, at work or wherever, and I'll just give them, be like, hey, try this out. First thing they'd be like is, did you put cinnamon in that? I'm like, how the hell did you know? Yeah, and I also put like 10 other spices. I'm surprised the only thing that you picked up on was the cinnamon. Um, Cinnamon's also healthy for you. Get yourself some cinnamon tea or something. There's this. I love these guys. Um, I'm not trying to plug anyone. I'm not getting paid for anything. I'm actually not even, no one knows this is happening, so no one's paying me. Um, I don't know what this is. I know what this is. So there's this turmeric amber sun. Um, it's a tea. It's really good. It actually really is good. And this is my favorite one. I just haven't been able to find it, so I kind of kept the label so that I can probably order online. But I think you have to get a 3 pack, and it would be like $21. And I'm kind of not trying to spend $21, but I could. But yeah, because this one has turmeric and it also has ginger, licorice, and rose. I absolutely love this. It's the licorice in there that makes me go crazy. Um, and they're both caffeine free. That's what I really like about this brand. It's caffeine free, so I can drink it before bed and not feel like crap. The Lipton one, on the other hand, my God, Lipton one got me going crazy. Can you see my cupboard? You probably can. While we're at it, I mean, listen, I don't. I kind of just felt like making a video. And I'm using my headphones, so if the quality, the audio quality is a little off, sorry. I was planning on doing this outside, but I ended up staying inside. So we'll actually go out in a second as soon as I finish making myself this cup of coffee. But I guess since we're talking, I'm not trying to say by any means that I'm living this like holistic, like oh wow, like life where um you know the extremes that I'm talking about. People like don't have a microwave because they don't want to microwave their food, and they don't have any bottled water because they don't want to drink any microplastics. They don't, which by the way, none of this is crazy stuff. This is very real, very valid. For me, it's just a convenience thing, and that's the problem is people will give up their rights and their freedoms and their health, their safety for convenience. It's simple. Um, Convenience. We just want convenience stuff. Yeah, it's fine. You know, that mentality. But anywho, so I'm not in that. Like I still have plastic utensils and what else? I eat donuts. Some people say like absolutely no sugar whatsoever. Listen, every now and then it's okay to have some sugar. That being said, I do prefer my Sweet and Low. I finally bought one because I was sick and tired of going and stealing them from the gas station. Um, you can buy this whole thing for like $4. Depends how you ask. Some people will say this is trash for you and this is, causes cancer and stuff. I'm sure it will, and so will like almost anything we put in our bodies nowadays. That being said, though, um, the amount, keep in mind the amount, right? How much am I actually having? Like 1 packet a day, maybe, you know? So it's really, and actually that's more than I actually put. Uh, would you rather 1 packet of that or the equivalent being, I'm not going to measure it out, but one of those would be like the equivalent of like 4 tablespoons of this, right? So I'm just saying, I'd rather have something that's like I'm barely putting any of it, right? I'm not drinking it all the time, as opposed to having sugar. Sugar, once it enters your body, turns into acid, all right? Sugar is literally deadly for you. The fact that people give children and give kids candy, thinking, oh, it's so cute, oh, it's a kid walking around with a lollipop, or a kid stuffing his face into a cake or something like that. It's like, and good luck. I don't know what to tell you. Good luck. You're just getting this kid hooked onto uh sugar. Literally poison. It's literally poison. It just turns into acid in your stomach and it becomes so detrimental to your health as a whole. Do your research. Do your research. If you guys ever want me to, like give you detailed videos on all like breaking things down like into the tiny details. I could. I really could. I just why don't I? Because it'll take more prep, and because my videos tend to be kind of all over the place. I think we started with talking about I don't even know what we started talking about, but my videos tend to be kind of all over the place. It's not meant to be rehearsed or practiced. It's meant to be just us talking. So I'll give you the information, and you do with that what you will. But if you come back to me and you say, "Hey, I'm interested about this," what you said really did resonate. Really kind of got the gears turning. Got my gears turning, and I'd like to know some more information. I can do that research for you. I know I have, and for everything that I'm talking to you about. I wouldn't bring it up if I didn't have my own sense of conviction. Um, so personally, I've done the research on everything that I'm talking about, but the problem is, keep in mind, it could have been years ago that I did this research. And so now I'm at the point where I can't hold on to that much information. No way, it's not going to happen. So what I do instead is I know intrinsically, I know that, hey, I don't want to do this. I can't remember the whole details. I just know it's bad for you. I know that it can cause this, this, and that. However, it's not going to be like one of those 15-minute videos, YouTube videos where they can, oh my God, they'll bring out everything. And I mean, God bless them. God bless them, honestly. We need people or videos like that and people like that to make those videos. I did want to point out, I guess I was trying to chop this or break it apart one day, and I accidentally hit the bottom and there's a little hole, which honestly I could probably fill in with some super glue. That's sharp. I could probably fill in with some super glue, but anyway, there's a hole in there, and now the whole thing is literally. I want to make sure nothing spills on the ground. There's nothing to spill. Oh wow, yeah, I got one piece. Yeah, this thing's like solid as a rock. So I gotta figure out what to do with it. I don't even know how you would empty it. I mean, I'm thinking soaking it in water, but I feel like that's gonna be such a pain in the butt. What I did want to show you guys was my cutting board, which I spent $40 on in Walmart. And I am so annoyed that I spent $40 on this because there's no reason for it. I should have gone because I saw it, one of those other kind of like Kohl's or whatever. They had like a kitchen section. Virtually the same cutting board for half the price. I was so pissed. However, this is my cutting board. I use it only for veggies, and I'm only showing you this cutting board because um, just to, again for microplastics, if you're like using a regular cutting board, it can it can obviously the more you're cutting into it, you can see the cut marks. I'm sure you can see them on here. Ugh, let's see, how am I going to show you? See all those? Those are all my little cut marks, right? And this, I get it, it's wood. Wood is softer than plastic, but plastic also cuts. Now, I personally don't like using it for raw meats. I do have plastic cutting boards still. This I'll only ever use for meat. And I have two. One's for chicken, one's for beef, right? And the main reason I really like these is because I can take this, which by the way, I just love how small it is. But I can take this and I can put it in the dishwasher, and I know the dishwasher is gonna kill everything, right? Way better than I could ever do it by hand. So that's why I prefer it in the dishwasher. All that heat kills all the bacteria. But I try to minimize the use of this as much as possible because of the microplastics that can potentially come out, which you can look up videos on plastic cutting boards. Um, Wood is different. You're allowed to ingest some wood, and nothing's really going to happen to you. We've kind of adapted to be able to process wood as opposed to plastic. Last thing, and then we'll, I guess, go outside. And might make this into two videos because this was supposed to be an outside video to begin with. Um, I'm gonna bring them out real quick so I can show you. By the way, I still haven't made my coffee. This is one. This is two. I'm not gonna go inside, but I have two other uh, styles inside. These are old wine bottles, and believe it or not, they make wine bottles out of clay, and I think it's the coolest thing ever. Look at that! Look, it's literally, legitimately clay, and it's painted obviously on the outside, but and they're only like $20, I think. Well, no, I think they're 25 each, right? $25. So you normally I want to go for I go for like the $10 bottles of wine because it'll go in like a night. But I haven't drank in like 2 weeks, so I'm kind of proud of myself. But I I just love the shape, and also like all those other wine bottles are all in the trash. They're gone. They're glass. Most of them, yeah, they're glass, but they're all in the trash. They're gone. Whereas these, I've had this one here, for example, I've had for probably 4 months, 5 months now. This one's the newest one. And so I refill these and use them as my water bottles. Obviously, I don't take them outside the house because I'm too worried about, them breaking because I'm clumsy and I drop things a lot. I have been considering taking one of these to work because I have the luxury of keeping it in like the break room or in the office or something. So I'm kind of considering it. Uh, but this is to help kind of mitigate my use of water bottles because I used to drink a lot of plastic water bottles, and that's again microplastics, same deal, kind of flush that out of your system, flush it out of your brain, your veins, you don't want that. Um, I I know microplastics are bad for you. My thing is I've never actually done the research as to why, or I'm sure I have, but I just haven't really like I know it's bad. Like it's one of those things like, do I really need to know why, you know? Eating poop is bad for you? No, we all know, or that's a bad one. But do I really need to know why I probably shouldn't jump off a two-story building because I might hurt myself? It's kind of it's like and also why I have to complicate everything. But I should look it up because I used to believe that it doesn't matter, you'll just pee it out. But no, no, the more we go on, the more we realize that it doesn't just go out of your system. And now there actually are detoxes that you can do to help detox, as I say, to help flush out microplastics from your system. There are ways. They used to believe that you couldn't. And don't ask me how. So that's going to be like one of the things I'm going to research and go on from there. But yeah, so and since starting with these, not that long ago, 4 months ago, but just having them around the house, I'll have four bottles here, and I'll have three or four bottles in the living room, and I'll have like two or three in the bedroom. Um, think about it. That's saving me about four or five plastic bottles per day. Because all I have to do is just fill this and drink out of this. And these stay clean, and you don't really have to worry about washing them. I'm sure I talked to my aunt, and we used to have these when she grew up. She said they used to drink out of these all the time. I'm like, how did you wash them? She's like, you don't really. There's no need to wash them. So, but I'm sure probably put like some vinegar or something in there and allow it to sit for a few hours or something. I'll look it up because eventually I'd want to wash them just in case. Um, but yeah. So this is just a small little rundown of like some stuff that you can do in your life for to make like small changes. Nothing crazy. Really nothing crazy. No one's telling you have to spend thousands of dollars, uprooting everything that you've been doing. It's less about the money, more about your psyche. If your body sees that, hey, I have to, or if your mind sees that, hey, I'm all these things that I've been doing, all these habits, I have to break all of a sudden, your body will see that, your mind will see that as an attack on the self, and you'll feel threatened. All these changes all are happening all at once, and then you'll start resisting those changes. Okay, you become your own block because you're scared that these changes are going to alter you intrinsically as a person. So, uh, instead of going at it into such an extreme, that's why they tell you if you're going to do something, like even with a diet, if you're going to start a diet, don't go crazy. Don't start from the beginning. because one, you're less likely to succeed, which will make it harder for you to try and succeed the second time around. And two, because you're gonna be you're gonna have that built-in resistance because you're breaking all these things that made you you. Even though you don't agree with them, even though you don't like them, even though you want to change them, they still are a part of you subconsciously. You know, their habits become, unfortunately, your habits become your character. You know, become you are the result of your actions. I don't know what to say. Um, so small things, one at a time. Don't go crazy with it. It took me a while to get to this point. You know, it took several years for me to go be like, I want to break away from the plastic cutting board. You know, I still have the one, but that's fine. But you know, I'm gonna limit sugar as much as possible. I'll still have sugars from time to time, but limit it. You know, I'm gonna break away from plastic bottles. I'm gonna try to stay away from like exclusively white breads and stuff. And um, there are uh, there are ways for you to make that change without having to freak yourself out. Last thing before I let you guys go, I'm going to show you something, and that something is, woohoo! Well, technically two things. Let's see. One and two. Haha. So everyone knows our regular table salt, sea salt, all those stuff, kosher salt. This is your Himalayan salt, which some people say it has nutritional value. Look, I guess it doesn't say it. Yeah, I guess it doesn't say it on the thing. But some people will swear by pink salt. They because it does have more minerals. Again, the nutritional value, like how much is it, and is it negligible or not? That much I don't know. But what I actually want to show you is black salt. Sorry, black salt. I don't know why I said black sea salt. Black salt. I love black salt. It's crazy. First off, it smells and tastes like. Actually, it doesn't smell like anything, funny enough. But if you get the coarse kind, you can always put it in one of your a pepper grinder, salt grinder, right? And just like normal, yeah, it just comes out like salt. It actually, you'll see the black and you'll see the thing, but it if you taste it, I swear to God, I swear it tastes just like an egg. I swear, I don't know how else to explain it. Say it's the phosphorus, I believe, in it, that it tastes just like an egg. So what I do is I'll get an avocado, and I refuse to eat an avocado any other way now. I get an avocado and I put black salt on it before I start eating it because it tastes like you put an egg on your avocado. It tastes so amazing. So my number one recommendation, if you haven't tried black salt, do yourself a favor and try black salt, and let me know what you think because I think it's really good, bro. All right, I'm gonna end this video kind of short, at only 24 minutes, while I figure out how to make my coffee and go outside. And we'll start video number 5, I believe, outside. And I guess we'll just be figuring out what the hell I want to be making. And I think well, we'll discuss it in the next video. All right, see you guys. Be safe. This has been the unfiltered. Oh my God. This has been the Unfiltered Mark with your host, Mark. Thank you for joining and have a blessed day. Bye. We always have to wait for a good number. 1 second. Wait 1 second. We're at 24. We'll stop at 24, 24. That's kind of cool. Uh, uh.